Peg Fitzpatrick, and today we're going to talk about your relationship with money. It's a little weird, it's a little wonky. Do you feel weird like making money in your business and feel uncomfortable with how you should feel about that? Today I asked Marie Forleo about her attitudes about money and enoughness. So let's dig in and see what she had to say, and maybe you can get a little money transformation of your own.
I wanted to switch gears a little bit and talk about money and abundance because I love your theories on money. The video when you talked about like earning your money cracked me up. Gotta respect the money, you know?
Yes.
So when I have like a big job where I do a speaking engagement when I'm out of town, I always like spend a little money. Like I give back into the local community. It's like I like to just give, like I feel like if the universe is like gifting me some money, I like to
Yes.
gift it back. Like I'll do a project with a contractor, or I buy something. So can you talk a little bit about your money transformation and your state of enoughness?
Yes. So, for me, I came from a very blue collar working class town in New Jersey. We didn't have very much. We weren't like in poverty or anything like that, but it was never like, yay, tons of money running around. And after I graduated from school, like many people, I had some debt that I had racked up. And I just remember making this promise to myself that I was going to handle this. Like I could feel that there was so much scarcity inside. And because my mom actually did grow up very poor, a lot of those kind of scarcity mindsets around money were just naturally absorbed in my head as well. And so I really made it a focus in my early 20s, not only to get debt free, but to do whatever it took to completely realize a new reality around money, because I knew it was possible. I saw other people out there, but I was just not there yet. Mm-hmm. And one of the most profound things that I did was early on in my career, I always knew that I wanted my business to be about more than just me. I'm not the kind of person, and by the way, this is not knocking anyone who's like this. I'm just really not that into like tons of shoes or tons of clothes. It's like those things don't excite me. I like experiences, and I also like taking care of people. So I said, I want my business to be about giving back as well. But at that time, I was getting scared every time I would open up my checkbook, Peg. And, because some months there wasn't enough to take care of all of the things, right?
Yeah. Entrepreneurial income is scary because it's not a set check.
Exactly, especially in the beginning. And so I had this thought, and I said, if I really want to handle kind of this inner scarcity once and for all, then I need to start behaving in a way that I know is better aligned with reality. Meaning I need to behave in the way that I know is true, not these messed up thoughts I have in my mind. So I pledged, there was a new coaching program I was doing. I said, I'm going to give away 10% of the profits. And that terrified me at that time because, again, I was coming from a reality that there wasn't enough.
Right.
And I said, no, I'm going to make this promise no matter what it is. 10% of the profits, I'm just going to give it away. And I got so excited by that idea. And I had no clue whether people were going to sign up for the coaching program. I didn't know what was going to happen. Well, people did wind up signing up. And that money came out to be about $7,000, which for me at that time, first of all, $7,000 is still a lot of money.
Yeah.
that's money.
Yeah.
And at that time in my career, it was an enormous amount of money. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm so excited to give this away. So I was looking around for a particular charity, and I had met some people from the UN Foundation, and they were launching their first campaign for an initiative called Girl Up, which is all about helping bring awareness and also education to the world. I think it's 60 million young girls who are denied education. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, great. You guys are having this launch party. Can I come? I'd like to give you a check. And Peg, I had always had this kind of little weird fantasy that I wanted to give someone one of those really big checks and like make their day.
Yep.
So I called up the local Kinko's and I was like, hey, can you guys just print a big check? Because I want to give it to this organization. So I wound up going to this kind of launch event. And they brought me on stage because, again, they had no funding at that point. I was their first donor, which was, again, ridiculous to me because my own checkbook was scary.
Right.
And I gave that check on stage, and it was so incredibly moving. And I stepped off stage, Peg, and a woman from Richard Branson's team came up to me. And she said, I would love to hear about what you do. And I want to see if you're potentially interested in coming on a trip to South Africa with Sir Richard Branson. And I
You're like, oh.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I started jumping up and down, like
Of
right
course.
there. I was like, I could not contain myself. But it was a really big lesson for
Mm-hmm.
me in taking that risk and in aligning myself with the behaviors that I knew were true on a cellular level, but that weren't yet a reality in my own life.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the events that transpired from that, life changing.
Totally. And because you gave first, it's such a huge key that I think people, it is scary. Or to make, and segueing into our next section, to make an investment in yourself is also scary. When you're an
Yes.
entrepreneur and you're like, I want to get to the next level, but what do I do? I want to do more than I'm doing. I'm spinning my wheels. I'm not getting there. And that's where I was. For a couple of years, I had wanted to do B school, but I just wasn't, I didn't have the funds to do it.
Yep.
Kids in college, like whatever. But then finally, like 2 years ago, I said to myself, I am worth it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the payment plan. I'm not going to feel guilty about it, because that's another thing that women feel guilty about, spending the money, that
Yep.
if their family, like all those things, I am worth it. So I did it, and I told myself, no client work. I'm not going to take any client work. I'm going to focus. I'm going to do B school. This is like me, that like the next 2 months are going to be about me, how to get to the next level. So I'm in the class, loving it. I'm like loving it because I love learning so much. And you guys have such great materials in there too. It's like everything you could possibly want to know. Hitting all the target, like you have the written, you can listen to it, you can watch it. Like everybody has different learning styles. Personally,
Yes.
I don't enjoy listening. I like video or reading. Like for me, podcasts are not my favorite. Maybe other people, obviously they're very popular, but for me, not my fave. So I'm in the class, and I didn't check email. Don't do anything else, because you got to focus while you're, putting in the time. And I had an email from one of your very favorite brands, who I shall not name, but they are one of your very favorite brands. And they said, we want to work with you. We love what you do. We need to, I have a little line in my tagline says, like, I make the best brands better. I work with the best brands and make them even better. And they're like, we're a good brand, but we want to be even better. And so that was like a sign. Like sometimes you just get the sign, like, okay, I will contact these people, because that was like too direct of a sign, almost like Richard Branson's people showing
Yes.
up right after. Like it just, when you make the leap, like the universe catches you. I really feel that's true. And so I contacted them, and that one client, it was like the income was 5 times what I paid. So not only did it pay for itself, but it was like way beyond that. It was crazy. Like, and if you told someone that that would happen, like you can't say, Marie, if you just do that, like if you make that donation, this really great thing will happen. Like it doesn't happen like that. You
No.
have to make the leap.
Yes. Yes. Over and over again. And congratulations to you, Peg. That is just, it's incredible. And you know this, once
Yeah.
you're a B schooler, you're a B schooler for life. You can come back and take the program every year for free. Like you
Yeah.
don't pay again.